Hi. Okay, so if you're watching this, you just got your 3D foundation and you're probably nervous because it looks crazy. Okay, so your compact should look something like this, where you have your flesh toned colors. You've got the dark, dark, dark contour. You've got a blush color, and then maybe some shimmer. You may not have gotten the shimmer, and this is lip conditioner. So if you didn't get the lip conditioner, don't worry, it's just I got dry lips, so I've got lip conditioner. I wanted to keep that in my compact, which I am going to put some on, okay, because I always need some. So what you're going to do right now with these colors is you're going to strategically put them on your face so that you get the most bang for your buck on your face. Is that a thing that you can say? I don't know. I don't even know if you can say that. Okay. So the flesh colored ones, you're going to do those first or second, it doesn't matter. The important part is that these pieces are going to go on your face like a puzzle in one smooth layer. This keeps it from looking cakey, and you accentuate your face in the best way possible. Most people, when they start with their makeup, they want to focus on covering up their dark under eye circles. So what I'm going to show you is on this part of my face, let's just go over the placement, like where the colors go. So I have clean hands. I'm going to use my ring finger, and I'm just going to dot, okay? There we go. Just dot the color underneath my eyes, okay? So you can see there's like a triangle piece, okay? So the light color is going to brighten underneath my eyes. I'm also going to use the light color to draw a line down my nose. What that's going to do is create an optical illusion that I have a really straight, nice nose. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit more, and it's going to do, so I'm basically doing under my eyes and bone structure. So I'm accentuating and smoothing my skin tone. I've got a lot of unevenness in my tone right in here, but the nice thing is that your contour is also going to provide coverage. So you don't have to use your concealer color to get coverage everywhere you need it, okay? And then I'm just going to put a little bit in between my brows and a couple of dots around this. I will tell you, doing it in this way, this is way more product than I would normally use on my face. So on this side, I'll show you how I normally do it. For this part, this is just to map it out so you know where the colors go. So the brighter colors go underneath your eyes, along your jaw, down your nose, and around your eyebrows, okay? Then the contour, it is going to go, this is going to create a shadow. So what you're going to do is get your brush, okay? And you can use either side. I'm going to use this pointy end because one of the things that people most of the time have a hard time when they're first getting started with contour is they don't feel like they've got it in the right spots. It's either they can't see it at all or it's everywhere. So do yourself a favor, pinch the end of the pointy side of this brush or whatever brush you have, get as small as you can, dip it into your contour so it's just on the tip right there, and then this is what you're going to do. You're going to find where your ear attaches to your head and your mouth, and there's like this imaginary line right there, right there. So then you can use your line as like a little stencil and just do above your finger, okay? That's where your contour goes. It is not in the hollow. Do you see how it's not in the hollow of my cheek? If I were to put it in the hollow of my cheek, it would drag my whole face down. What I'm doing is, do you see this natural shadow that's on my cheek right there? Or did I actually like put makeup right there? No, I didn't. There's a natural shadow right there. What I'm doing is I'm pulling and accentuating the shadow up. So I'm giving myself a little mini facelift, okay? And then I'm going to come up here on my forehead and put it along my forehead. The color of your contour should have like a bluish undertone. It should be more cool, which is blue. If you feel like it's super orangey or red or yellow, then it's too warm and we need to try a different contour color. Contours though are super flexible. I could probably wear 7 different colors right now and it would be fine. It's not as important as matching your skin tone color one, okay? So that, just do a little bit of contour to start with. And then if you want to, I skip this step all the time, but if you want to, you can also put it down underneath your jaw. This helps slim your neck. and you can pull it down your jaw, and that way you don't have any makeup lines going down your neck. Okay, so this is just placement. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna smile, cheese, and I'm gonna get a little bit of the blush and draw a little circle on my cheek, and that's where your blush goes. Okay, so I'm seeing that I didn't quite do enough highlight right in here, but that's basically where it all goes. Okay, I just had to take a picture real quick. Okay, I'm going to leave that on there. But I do, like, super important to know, if you need to do it this way, we call it the camo method. If you need to do it this way, where it's just dotted on your face, so you just know that everything's in the right spot, totally fine, but make sure you grab the sponge, okay? We'll go over the sponge in a second. But this is going to be way more makeup than I normally would put on my face, okay? So if you do it this way and you're like, too much makeup on my face, yeah, it's too much makeup on your face. We agree. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, if you didn't get the brush, I'm gonna tell you, you need to go back and get the brush, because you saw that I put the contour on the end of this brush. Do you see how much contour is left on the brush? Like nothing. Like this brush was designed to pick up cream and then deposit it on your face. So your brush doesn't get gummed up with this, but the texture is completely perfect for the makeup. So you're gonna waste less product because it's not getting stuck in it, and you can switch back and forth between all the colors, no problem. It doesn't become an issue. So let's actually use the brush and apply the makeup. I'm gonna start just like I did on this side of my face. So I'm gonna get a little bit of my colors. I'm like in between shades right now because I'm outside more. So I'm kind of dipping in between the two. And I'm just like, don't get a ton of product. You're just gonna get a little bit, okay? Just a little bit, and then just do like these little stippling motions. That's gonna help you get the best texture on your skin, okay? Just like this. And do you see how when I have a ton, you can see my pores coming through? Okay, you shouldn't see, but do you see how when it's spread out, you don't see the pores? That's because it's really actually good for your skin. This makeup really is good for your skin. Okay, and so I'm just gonna do that little stippling motion everywhere. Okay, come up here, just along my jawline, and then just remember those stippling motions. And do you see how it like filters it out as you go? But when I get really close, guys, it should not be cakey. It should not be thick. Like, it should almost feel like it's your skin. Do you see that? Okay. And technically, this is kind of not my right color because I ran out of my right color. This is the next one away, but these creams are super flexible. So that's the highlight color. Then I'm gonna flip my brush, and I'm not gonna flip my brush over, actually. I'm gonna keep it with the same end because, again, going back to like learning how to contour, I want that small end of it. So I'm gonna get the contour, remember our trick, line between your mouth and your ear, then you can trace it right there. I felt like a dork doing that. It's okay. Okay, and then I'm gonna come up here, and I can be a little bit more strategic with it. When you're first starting to contour your face, and it's the first time you've had contour on your face, it's gonna feel weird that you have contour on your forehead, but you get addicted to it really fast. I dare you, put contour on your forehead for like a week straight and just like own it. Just be like, I contoured today, and own it. And then go back to putting one color from top to bottom, and you will feel washed out. You will feel like a chicken nugget. Okay, so then I'm gonna come back to this one, and remember, we're pulling it up. We're giving ourselves a face lift. We're not dragging our face down. No dragging your face down. Just brushing it up. I'm not wiping it off. I'm just smoothing it out and blending it out right there. Okay, and then I'm gonna get a little bit of the blush on my little finger right here. If you got the blush brush, go you. That's where this this brush is to die for. Okay, this is like dessert. I like to use the small end and just get a little bit, like tap, seriously, the blushes are pretty pigmented. So just get a little bit on, it goes on so good with this brush. Okay, so then you just tap it on your cheek like that. Okay. And then you can use your finger to get a little bit of the illuminator and hit the high points of your face right there. Okie dokie. Okie dokie artichoke. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of contour down here because I didn't before. Now, the sponge, okay? I'm gonna go get it wet in the bathroom. I'm gonna show you how to use it. Just a second. Okay, you saw how small it was when I first got it out of the little tin, right? So it was tiny. When you get it wet, it puffs up huge. So this is your insurance policy against anything looking cakey. So I got it wet. I wrung it out as much as I can. Now I'm gonna roll it in this towel and wring it again, okay? So it has like all the extra water out. Now it is fluffy and spongy and glorious. So if I felt like it was cakey at all in here, which I don't, I could come in here and just tap this. And because this is a little bit wet and it's a cream, it just smooths everything out. So there's no cake. Now I definitely wanted to get the sponge ready, but because I did this camel method over here where there's way more product, I want to make sure that I don't have too much stuff on my face. So what I'm going to do, again, see, I can switch back and forth on my colors. Now I'm going to come up under here and start smoothing and spreading out this color over here, down my nose, around my mouth. Just grab all of these. When I do spread it out though and do the blending, I am going from lightest to darkest. Okay, around there. Make sure it's blended out good in between my eyes. Up here. Okay, and then I'm going to use the same side of my brush. Just wiggle it around in there. Kind of not, I always say fluff it up, which makes me feel like an idiot because it's cream. Like, how are you supposed to fluff cream on your face? That doesn't make an ounce of sense. Okay, do you see how it's not really blending like I want it to with this pointy side of the brush? It's okay, there's no rules. So I'm going to flip it over to the fluffy side and pat it out instead. Like, give yourself a little bit of grace with learning how to do this. Okay, I'm going to grab my blush brush because it just makes me happy. And I'm going to blend out the blush right there. Okay, so then I'm going to go over with my sponge and just pat it everywhere so that I make sure I don't have any cakiness or heavy, and it just feels like my skin. Okay, then what you're gonna do is two things. The setting spray will keep it lasting all day. So the cream is flexible. You can keep using, like you can keep blending and working with it until it looks like how you want it to look. And then you set it by dousing your face in the setting spray. Oh, my lashes got stuck together right there. Stay. And then I always get impatient for it to dry. So I go ahead and pat it in one more time. And then if you don't like the dewy finish, which that's my jam is dewy. So this makes me happy. Like I feel like I'm glowy. I'm like so young and fresh. But if you don't like that, you can get the Vanilla Dust setting powder and just use your brush again and just load it up with the setting powder and then press it in to your cream, and it will last and last and last and last and last. Okay. You just set it in there, and that's it. Okay, things to look for. If your makeup, if you can see, you should be able to get really, really close and just not really see any streaks, no texture, no thickness. It should just really smooth you out really well. If you are seeing where it's like, it looks dry, flaky, thick, textury, send me a picture. We can troubleshoot that. More often than not, if it is looking dry or textury, the color is a little bit too light. And really, it just takes practice. So what I'll have you do today is challenge you to wear it for 2 weeks straight. Like, just commit to wearing it for 2 weeks straight. That will give you enough time to get used to the process, and it gives your skin enough time to adjust to having the cream on it. Most other makeups are going to dry out your skin in one way or another, whether it's a powder or whether it's a liquid that dries. It's pulling moisture from your skin. So putting the cream on there where it actually protects your skin really makes a big difference. So you got to give your skin 2 weeks to adjust. And then after you get done with the 2 weeks, if you're still like, I'm not really sure, go ahead and put your old routine back on and see if you still prefer it. If you still prefer it, go ahead and ship this back. It has a refund policy that's to die for. Yeah, so no pressure. Just like, give it a go, a solid 2 weeks of use. Make sure that you have practice, your skin has practice, and then just see if it works for you or not. All right, if you have any questions, I'm an open book.